In equation 12.27 of the text, we define a profit maximization problem when the production function takes the form 20 times labor to the 2/5 times capital to the 2/5. When we solve this maximization problem, we get the labor demand function that's given in equation 12.31, the capital demand function that's given in equation 12.32, and the output supply function that's given in equation 12.33. We then calculated the optimal production plan when the output price is 5, the wage is 20, and the rental rate is 10. This optimal or profit maximizing production plan at these prices is to use 128 units of labor and 256 units of capital to produce 1,280 units of output. In the following graphs, we will plot the output supply curve as well as the input demand curves at these prices. To derive the supply curve, we start with the supply function in equation 12.33, then hold wage fixed at $20 and the rental rate at $10 so that the function becomes just a function of price, and then invert it so that we can put price on the vertical axis and output on the horizontal axis. As price increases, output increases given that we're holding the wage and the rental rate fixed. In addition, we can notice that when the price is 5, which we assumed originally when we calculated our profit maximizing production plan, the amount that the supply curve tells us to produce is 1,280, exactly what the profit maximizing production plan told us when price is equal to 5, wage is 20, and the rental rate is 10. To derive the labor demand curve, we start with the labor demand function from equation 12.31. We then plug in the price of 5 and the rental rate of 10 so that the labor demand function becomes just a function of wage. Then we invert the function so that we can put wage on the vertical axis and labor on the horizontal axis. When wage is set to 20, the labor demand curve then tells us to use 128 hours of labor, which is exactly what the profit maximizing production plan told us when the price was set to 5, the rental rate to 10, and the wage to 20. Finally, we can derive the demand curve for capital by starting with the capital demand function in equation 12.32, substituting in the price 5 and the wage 20 so that the function becomes just a function of the rental rate, then inverting it so that we can put the rental rate on the vertical axis and capital on the horizontal axis. When the rental rate is 10, the demand curve for capital then tells us to use 256 units of capital, again exactly what the profit maximizing production plan told us when the rental rate is 10, the wage is 20, and the price is equal to 5. The output supply and input demand curves that we graph in part A of the chapter are therefore simply inverses of a slice of the corresponding functions that we derive using the profit maximization problem. Of course, as we vary the prices other than the ones that we're allowing to vary along these curves, those curves will typically shift. The curves that we graph hold fixed all prices other than the one that appears on the vertical axis.